All right, and time for the final walk around here of the P38 after all of its repairs, cosmetic cleanups, and miscellaneous. So you can see there the new front bumper, fog lights. It looks really great. I'm maybe 7 foot away from it, but let's get into the blemishes. So the hood has the worst of it. You can see the clear coat failure throughout, depending on where you are in the lighting. That is what it is. The further you step back, the less noticeable it is. But it is there, it is disclosed. The wheels are all refinished, but we do have a scuff here from my off-roading, and it's still just a little wet from cleaning it. Moving along here on the side, the PDR guy did a great job pulling out the dents. We're gonna have a little more clear coat failure right here. You can see along the edge. Disappears as you zoom out. Rear wheel is really perfect, nice and clean. We've got a little dent right there you can see, and some touch-up paint right here and right here. Otherwise, you can look down the body, nice, straight, and clean, and the paint really shied up nice. Same with up top. The roof rail's got a little clear coat failure throughout, but in decent shape. The sunroof works. You just gotta live with a little clear coat blemishes, which is common in all P38s. Roof rack there is removable, but it does fit in a standard garage, and I think it looks bomb.com, so we left it on. Nice rear glass. Everything's functioning here. I added the 4.6 HSE badge back on. More clear coat failure on the tailgate here. I'll get a good glimpse of it. Again, it's a 5 to 10 footer and it basically disappears, but up close you can see it. Trailer hitch, and we'll look underneath the car. It's been coated a few times underneath. Still some surface rust here and there, but overall in decent shape. All the fluids were finished and replaced as well. All right, let's keep going around. From this side, really straight and clean. Let's look for the blemishes. A little scrape right here. A little clear coat failure right there. A little bit more clear coat failure right there. There was a scrape here, the dent came out, but there's just a little part where that won't buff out. Also down here on the door side, it must have been a side swipe somewhere along the line. We're missing the mud guard back there. Not sure when that fell off. Looks like there's some paint work here. It might be hard to see in the lighting, but this shade of yellow is a little bit different than the other 3 corners. Same with right here. Previously documented some clear coat failure as well as some overspray along the top rails as well. Otherwise, fairly decent. The wheels, again, pretty perfect. Those were powder coated and seem to have been done really, really well. Back to the front. We'll look underneath as well, just so you can get a sense of it underneath. Again, it's been on the East Coast and in snow. It's not a California car, but previous owners have done at least a decent job trying to keep up with it in terms of undercoating and maintenance. The interior is definitely the strong point for P38. A lot of them are ratty and torn up. This thing is all present. We do have some light cracks in the woodwork, a couple claw marks here. The seat was refinished and really, really nice. No tears in the leather. The radio and stereo all work. It's all here. Same with the back seat, part in the child seats here, but everything is in good shape. No real blemishes or issues to disclose. The seats fold flat if you want them to. Headliner has been redone and also very nice. And the trunk also works great. Pardon the beach toys in here. This will be vacuumed, but it all works great. Opens up for tailgating. It's one of my favorite features of the car. All right, for purposes of testing, 85 outside. We shoot into the vents, 54. So the AC is working. Under the hood, everything is there and running well. I have replaced all the covers and tried to keep things tidy. Do not pressure wash the engine bay. It does not like that, but everything is dried out and functioning normally again. You can see maybe a little blemishing here in the sound deadening, right over there and right over there. Pretty common and not really a big deal other than the cosmetics. Also some light surface rust here and here, as well as some of the bolts. These just simply weren't treated from the factory, and over 20 odd years of use, that is bound to happen. And of course, it's always recommended to do a cold start video, so here we go. As is standard on all Range Rovers, the ABS light stays on until you go 5 miles an hour, but everything else, including the check engine light, is gone. Likewise, before, when the AC wasn't working, a workshop manual showed up here. We are in business with nice cold AC, navigation works, all of that. You can hear pretty good exhaust note, no misfiring, no lopiness, no hesitation. And likewise, if I go around to the front, you can see here, headlights, fog lights, all of that work. And you can hear everything's functioning pretty nicely there. So, gotta love this car. I'm sure gonna miss it. All right, and driving the P38 for one of the final cruises here. It's driving like a champ. It feels like it's been months and months of just squashing little bugs and issues, which it has been. I think we now have, what, 7 episodes of me doing this. Every time I think I've got them all sorted out, one more pops up. But when you have a 20-some-year-old car, 22-year-old car that's been neglected or at least not kept up with to an enthusiast level, it's very common. I like to say put aside 10% of the purchase price, give or take. That will be your initial round of repairs. Once you fix all of those, you'll find some other things that were hanging out beneath. So am I surprised that this needed a lot of work? Absolutely not. But the cool thing about going through it is each time you fix things, it gets a little smoother to drive, a little more pleasant, a little bit more enjoyable. And like, it's just the satisfaction, especially if you wrench on a little bit yourself, of like feeling the car like heal and just be better. Like, this is just such a comfortable cruiser now, and absolutely something I would daily. And I also think, like, yeah, things will keep popping up, but the worst of it should be well behind now, and it's just a matter of like normal ongoing maintenance. So if you're not driving this thing too aggressively or too much, really there isn't a whole lot to worry about. Woo! Speaking of which, brakes work great. That was a Bentley right in front of me that came to an abrupt stop. But yeah, car's great. The AC, again, no workshop light. I am sweating from washing the car and doing all that detailing, and it's cooling me down. No check engine light. And in the words of my good friend Kenan, goodbye.